Hicks, thecatchall.com. And my marketing tip for storm response is don't get rushed. Don't get in a hurry. So many reps, when they get in that fresh storm atmosphere, they want to see as many customers as possible. And they're like running from job to job and deal to deal and person to person. Take the time to do a thorough inspection, build relationship, build rapport, communicate to that customer that you're the friendly expert that they need. And it doesn't matter how many people knock on the door after that. Those people are only spending 5 minutes, 10 minutes. They're like, hey, you want to sign a contract? No. Okay, see ya. They're out. Next guy pops in. Hey, you doing insurance? I'm sure you got damage. I don't need to look at it. I know it's already damaged. Just sign my contract. There's going to be a ton of people like that. But if you show up, you're dressed right, your truck looks good, you get your ladder out, you do a thorough inspection, you come down with all your photos and videos, you communicate with the customer what the whole process is about and all that before you make the ask, you spend the right time, you'll get customers that you can keep. So don't get in a hurry. I've seen too many reps just rush from person to person trying to sign 10 deals a day, when in reality, the guys that sign, you see guys on Facebook, I signed 15 deals today. What they don't tell you is how many of those they built. They probably built 2 or 3. Because that kind of storm environment can be really competitive. And so you lose a ton of deals that you don't hook really well. If you don't hook them deep, you're not going to keep them. So don't get in a hurry, spend the right time, build relationship, and focus on customers you're going to have through the whole process instead of just a bunch of signatures.
4 things to do when a storm hits. Number 1, do your work before the storm. We don't know if and when and where that storm or those storms are going to be. So what have you done, or what are you doing right now to get your name out there in your market, to get everyone in your market to know who you are, so that when they do have an issue, when there is a storm coming, when a storm happened, they are reaching out to you because you're top of mind. Do the work before the storm comes. Dig your well before you're thirsty. That's number 1. Number 2, hit up your database. You have a massive list of customers, of past clients, of past prospects, of referral partners, insurance agents, realtors, other contractors, business owners, and whatnot. Fire off some emails. Fire off some text message campaigns. Get on the phone and call people. Engage your sales team. Have them reach out to their contacts. Run some social media ads with the custom audience to reach those people that are already on your familiar list, right? The people that have already given you their time, their attention, their money are the ones that are going to be most receptive to your message. Reach out to them as a trusted advisor, not trying to sell them something. Number 3, get on video, you guessed it, and let your market know what's going on. You've got 2 types of people out there, okay? Number 1, there's going to be people that are problem aware. They are aware that there was a storm and they have an issue. So you're going to reach out to them with one message about a solution for the problem that they know they already have. The second type of people are people that are not problem aware. So you're going to have to, in your content, make them aware of a problem that they might not know they had. Let them know about the storm. Let them know that they might not be seeing damage from the ground, because a lot of damage is not visible from the ground. So there's problem aware and there's non-problem aware people. Create different messages, different videos, different content to reach those 2 groups of people. And number 4, and maybe most importantly, don't give up. So many contractors want to just hit people right after that storm and clean up and sign as many contracts as they can, and they forget about the long-term life cycle of that storm, right? Most people aren't going to take action right away. There's a lot going on. They might be busy. They might be, just not sure what to do, right? You should have a campaign going out immediately. Then 2 months after, 4, 6, 8, 12 months after, keep working that same storm so that you can extract as much value and you can add as much value to the property owners in that area where the storm hit. So those are my 4 tips. Go out there and get it.
The one thing that I know works time and time again is a neighborhood campaign, is what I call it. Sales rep incentivized marketing. So there's a couple parts to this. Number 1 is after fresh storm, you can hit the whole neighborhood, but making a neighborhood service announcement video. So you're getting in the neighborhood. Hey, we're in the neighborhood of X name. We've notated that there's a storm on X amount of date. The hail size was this big. We've sent out letters to each homeowners that have been affected. If you get that letter, open it, read it, and make sure to contact us so we can come out and check your property. So what you do is, instead of like how most people do neighborhood campaigns, which is send letters out that are very generic. Hello, neighbor. Hey, Greenwood neighborhood owner or whatever. Actually personalize it. So, hey, Jack. hey, Cam, hey, Tim, this is Cameron with ABC Roofing. This letter is actually in regards to your property at 123 Main Street. This is due to a storm that happened on X amount of date. So that way you can send the letter to the actual property owner. So it doesn't matter if it's a rental, it doesn't matter if it's an actual homeowner. If it's a rental, then you can send it to the address that are on the county appraiser's website. So how you do that is you get like there's an app called Land Glide where you can literally go to the neighborhood and just mark up each house, which you can do that from anywhere, because if the whole neighborhood is damaged, you don't have to pick certain houses. So you just pick all of them. You extract that data, and then it has their name, the address of where the actual owner lives, and then you mail merge that to a letter, send those out, and then track those calls. Use call rail or something like that, and track those calls, and you can do it for each one of your reps. And yeah, me too, big fan. But that way you can start getting calls. So now you're hitting with multiple touches. Yeah, of course you're going to door knock, but having the letter hit them, then you have that video that you made, put that on a 1 mile radius in that neighborhood, put $5-10 a day on it so people can see it. So you're just getting all these multiple touches. So now you're everywhere versus just door knocking. Cam Harris with contractor360.io.
So the first thing that I always recommend roofing contractors do in advance is make sure that you're Google guaranteed. It's free. It's easy to apply on Google. That opens you up to be able to advertise on local ad services, which is the very top of Google. So you're going to have your local ad services, your Google AdWords, then your organic plays, map ads, stuff like that. But you can go on, instantly turn on those local service ads as soon as the storm hits. The biggest thing to remember, though, is that you don't want to go after the entire storm map. You want to pick your areas, and then you want to farm those by air, land, and sea, multiple touches. So from Google Guaranteed, we're pushing them back to a website. In the website, I'm actually plugging in a direct mail pixel. So when people go to the website, they also automatically get a postcard. And then we're also plugging in a Facebook pixel to be able to hit them with some Facebook ads. Then in that same demographic, I'll go into my Dope 360, my direct mail account, draw a map over the areas, the neighborhoods that I'm farming, and then hit all of those people with direct mail campaigns, and then automate the follow-ups on those. So they're getting that direct mail every week, every 2 weeks, whatever you want that to look like. But I think where a lot of people go wrong is we don't warm up the neighborhoods before we go knock the doors. So digital marketing and direct mail are powerful ways to be able to automate that happening for you, to be able to warm up, to go knock the doors, and then be able to also really be able to network in with the referrals of the customers that you do get in that storm, and be able to help the neighbors by touching the same people over and over and over again multiple times. I am Kimba Garcia. If you want to check out more of my content, head over to my website, www.ceo-af.com.
One of the coolest ideas that I have seen when it comes to storm restoration. So a storm's coming, how can you cast that bigger net, if you will? And so here's one of the coolest things that I've seen is you get one of those little brink signs, or you get someone that can make you a ton of those little brink signs that people can, they can put it into their landscaping. And it said that this house is covered by such and such restoration, whatever your company is. And so that all the people that are coming up and knocking on the door already knows that your company is covering that house. And here's how you do this. So when you're out knocking doors, or for whatever reason they call your company, whenever you go out and see these people, you let them know that you're going to add them to a database that alerts them to any storms. Now, you have to be very careful and make sure that they check off making sure that you're no meteorologist or anything like that, but that you're going to keep them updated with any storm information. And if there is a storm, that you let them know that we are going to contact you and go ahead and set up an inspection, a free inspection. We're going to come out, see, it may be a big storm, maybe a small storm. Either way, we're going to come out and check on your roof. We're going to call you and let you know that. We're going to send a text. All you need to do is approve that time that we text over to you, and we're going to send somebody out to do that inspection for you. So now you have all these people, thousands of people inside of certain areas, and if that storm hits, that you have already cast that net. They're already waiting for your phone call, your text, whatever, so that you can go out and do that storm inspection. That is one of the coolest and most effective things I've ever seen in the storm restoration industry. I'm Chuck Thokey, and I'm from Top Right.
A lot of people don't like to hear this, but door knocking is like the fastest thing that you can do, and it's the most effective thing that you can do for a number of reasons. one, I mentioned this on a couple other videos before, but when there's that much chaos going on, everybody's leaving door hangers, everybody's putting, business cards in doors and things like that. And what it can't do is handle objections, right? Like if somebody picks up your door hanger and they all look the same, right? They have lightning bolts and a picture of your truck and they say like free inspection, like, get insurance covered, see if you qualify for insurance, coverage, and blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, it's just noise to everybody. It's like, it's just junk mail. And if they look at that, let's say they even take the time to read it. What if they think, I don't think we have any damage? Who's there to answer it? Who's there to do what we just did a few minutes ago and go through what hail damage is actually like and how you can't tell if you have damage from the ground? And even if you're on the roof, if you don't have a trained eye for it, right? What if they say, well, I think I'd rather just talk to my insurance company? Or, there's just so many things that a piece of paper just cannot answer. And if you're willing to just go out and talk to people and farm a neighborhood, this is one of the best ways for you to generate leads, right?
Yeah, so it's MHI Roofing or uglyroof.com, John Broce. So we were talking earlier about a quick tip on when you're working in a storm. So everybody talked about door knocking, but we didn't do it in the traditional sense. So we would actually park out in front of a homeowner's house, get out, go to the 6 closest houses and be like, hey, listen, I'm getting ready to be working in the neighborhood just up the street here. I just want to make sure I'm parked okay, and have them look at your truck and say, okay, great, well, here's my card if you need me to move my truck. And then like when I'd run another appointment, I'd do the same thing again. And I would wind up hitting these people 3 and 4 times. And even if there was a yard sign of the yard, it's more ethical too, right? I'm not trying to steal Bob Roofing's client that he has now. But what winds up happening is the long game, right? 3-4 months down the road, it's like, hey, you stopped here 4 or 5 times. I'm not even talk to another sales rep. Would you look at our roof now to try to help us out with it? So that's what we used to do kind of in the storm game. It's non-traditional way of knocking on doors.
So what you shouldn't do is alienate the segment of homeowners in your market that are going to look for roof repair. So if you look at the search volume of roof repair, I get it, it's not as sexy as a full roof replacement, but hear me out. If you look at the volume of people looking for a roof repair, it's pretty plentiful. Why? Because people have an understanding that a roof replacement is a very cost-intensive job, it's expensive. So they may look for repair first if they find that they have shingles missing off of their roof after a storm. So if you can acquire that lead at a smaller dollar amount in some instances and still have the opportunity to get in front of that homeowner, that's a win. With that being said, if you're running, for instance, a Google ad campaign where you know that 95% of the areas that you're targeting have been impacted by a weather event, it's the same strategy or methodology that you're deploying by sending your door knockers there, right? You're being present in the homeowner's face when they're looking for something that they need on Google. So if you can acquire that lead, we know on our end that it's likely going to be a claim anyhow. So the fact that they're searching for a repair, an inspection, a replacement, it really doesn't matter. Hope it helps. Mike Stearns, Ascend Digital Agency. Thanks.
Okay, you're a roofer, you do a little bit of Google ads and a storm hits. What do? You need to throw some money at a storm campaign. You got to think about how long people are thinking about storms. It's probably about 2 weeks. So set yourself 2 weeks. I'm going to spend X amount. Maybe it's 2K, maybe it's 3K, whatever it is. Make sure the search volume is there, the area is big enough. Throw a good budget at it and throw some sort of promotion. Hey, we'll do a free tarp. It's something that you can use in your ad copy on your landing pages. You got to have the right message, a good promotion, good budget, and a solid area to go after.